Are we doing the thing? I think we might be doing the thing. I don't know yet though. It's gotta update. Yeah, look, there I am. Why am I dead, Jacob? I'm not dead. I'm alive. For sure. Yeah, there we go. I am definitely alive. Hello, everyone. It's indeed happening. I know for a fact that we've got at least 3 people. Still learning the system here. YouTube thinks that we have 1 concurrent viewers, so I guess only one of you is looking or something. Kind of weird, but whatever. I guess just continue on, see how many people show up. Hi there, Walloping. See you now. Oh, you have better information than I do, Cyrek. That's annoying. Oh dear. Wazoo is having problems, it looks like. Apparently I cannot sign in. Hi there, Lyricals. Oh, hi, Micah. Ha! Look, we got everybody here. Yeah, that flesh mines real fast. Well, we can still kind of see Wazoo Baba's stuff on the screen there. So you can see that this, I think this is... Oh no, this is just a steel block. It mines a lot slower than the flesh does. Ah, there you go, Jacob. Well, as of yet, I haven't set up the back end for the inventory system. What I want to get done next, all this mining damage that you see here, this is all saved locally. So if I shut the game down and then restart, you'll notice all the mining damage we just did has gone away. So the next big step is making sure that that mining damage actually saves and is sent to the server. As I send it to the server, what I really want to do is store your inventories on the server, so that no matter what you do, you always have the same inventory on the same server. So once I get the damage sending to the server, I'll implement an inventory system on the server to store the whatever voxels you may happen to have. Cool, and looks like we've got Insolent and Wazoo Baba going here. Look at that! Everybody's doing the thing. It's exciting. Ooh, osmium. I have no idea how quickly this will mine. It's really slow. It is really slow to mine osmium. Osmium is one of the densest elements in existence. I think it's a toss-up between it and iridium, which is denser, and largely depends on purity and isotope breakdown. So that's kind of a cool thing. Yes, I am stealing their osmiums, right. Yeah, Walloping added, he's been adding on to this station. I mined it a little bit. No, I guess I didn't. No, we're good. Oh, hey, I'm getting lag here. Why am I getting lag? Could it be because I'm trying to do video as well as my normal stuff? look okay. Hmm. Oh, look! You know, Insolent, it did not occur to me that could happen. Hey, how you doing? This is Insolent. He's flying around with us. He looks like he's in maybe a chrome suit, maybe a steel suit. Not sure what his hair is. That's a different color. Well, I am live streaming theoretically there, Insolent. Cool. We've got everybody playing around on the server. And there's Alan. So this is oh yeah. Yeah, let's go take a look at the new asteroids. That's a good suggestion. How do I get out of here? I know how to get out of here. I'll just mine my way right out. I am experiencing some intermittent lag spikes. You can see the frames. I guess pointing doesn't really help, does it? You can see the frames per second up in the top part of my screen there. That normally doesn't happen. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. Cool. There's everybody zipping around. So let's find. Yeah, we're having a little party here. There we go. So this is an M-type asteroid over here, and it's pretty accurately modeled as far as generation goes, and as far as materials go. M-type asteroids are almost entirely composed of nickel and iron. So as it loads here, switch back over. I'm over here at the M-type asteroid. You can see that it's mostly composed. There's an iron block, there's a nickel block, and these are quite solid blocks. There's no other materials in there. And then if we, oof, I can only imagine that the lag spikes are caused by my my streaming setup. They are not something I'm used to here. There we go. Just as suddenly as it's there, it's gone. Somewhere in here, there are also, if I can find them, small blocks of germanium and cobalt, which are also present rarely in M-type asteroids. Yeah, the delay is pretty serious there, Wazababa. Usually it's about 30 seconds, but I'm not sure what it is at the moment. Oh, hey, somebody found me. I think is that Wazababa that found me there? I'm pretty sure. Better hide in this asteroid here. So this is the new mining that I've been implementing. In the next week or so, I'm going to make this send over to the server so that other people can see you mining in real time. Oof. What kind of lag are you experiencing there, Micah? I'm gonna take a quick look here. Ah, okay. Okay, let's see how that goes. Cool. How's that? Can people see me? Oh, I figured out what's going on too. Because there's so many people signed on to the server at once. It ate up my upstream bandwidth, I bet. Or bandwidth in general. Can't do that, man. Do we have it? Excellent. Some combination of my internet having a slow day and a bunch of people on the server, I think, degraded the amount of bandwidth I've got here. Cool. We're back on track. You can see everybody zipping around and working here. I think it'll be okay. I've got the stream health status up on my right hand monitor over here, so I can watch it out of the corner of my eye, and I can adjust things if it goes badly. I imagine that my video quality isn't quite as good as as it once was. On the positive side, you can probably see and hear me now, so that's probably an improvement, right? Yeah. There we go. It's fascinating. There we go. Cool. I was dealing with an asteroid over here. There we go. No, we're buffering again. That smiley. Oh, that smiley should not exist. Okay, with any luck, this should be functional. There you go, was Bubba. Okay, how's the I actually do have admin kick functions if I want to exercise them there, Cyrek. Okay, so I think we've got the stream back on track here. Mostly seems to be working out okay. Oh, What are we talking about pretty colors? I don't want pretty colors. Okay. Are we still having color issues, or is this working? Awesome. Getting reports of fixed. That sounds good. I like when things are fixed. Cool. So we're learning things, trying to keep up with the stream. For some reason, seems to stress my CPU a little bit. So now I'm trying to monitor the stream bandwidth, the amount of CPU used by Scrumbleship, the amount of CPU used by the streaming software, all while being entertaining and doing something vaguely useful on the main screen. It's quite a challenge here. Yeah, you said it, Tyrek. First streams are definitely an adventure. I was hoping that the little kind of semi-stream I did last week would have... thank you, Insulin. I was hoping that the stream I did last week would have kind of gotten rid of a lot of these issues, but that definitely didn't happen. So as you can see, I've kind of turned Scrumbleship down to potato mode here, so that it doesn't eat a lot of graphical power. Okay. Yeah, it's remarkable how much how many system resources are eaten up by the streaming. Yeah, I'm sitting here with at any given moment about six. Yeah, okay. About 6 of my 8 cores pegged, which is a lot better because previously I think I was averaging 10 of my 8 cores pegged, and that doesn't work. That doesn't do right things. That's a good question, Insolent. So Insolent asks if the mining laser is a sphere around me, and it's not. It's actually kind of complicated. It's a half sphere offset slightly in front of me. This turns out to be both easy to code and produces some really intuitive results. Let's see if I can find a good example here. I'll just find my way over here. Okay, here we've got some steel. So if I'm digging a hole in the steel, dig down, dig. Let's dig some more. Dig. Cool. And now let's say I want to make a side little passage off of this this particular section here. I can point at the screen, discover that, and whatever I'm looking at basically ends up being mine, which is usually about what you want, really. So I can go in here and I can do this. Now this becomes a lot more obvious. Let's go to an asteroid. Let's go back to that asteroid I was trying to show you guys. And the cool thing about... Whee! What do you mean by the layering there, Billy Bob? Whoop, just hit a bit of lag. Sharing the system for a moment. So I think this time the lag will happen on my end, but you guys shouldn't experience it. So my system should be slowed down, but yours won't be. But, you know, I said that, and... oof. Okay, there it goes. So, the reason that it does the... yeah... well... okay, so we should have good... one moment. Two... that must be it, Wazababa. I must be downloading too many cat pictures. Ah. Okay. So, can people actually see and hear me now? Are we doing the right thing? Things happen? I'm gonna wait for confirmation on that. No one? Confirmation? Oof. Okay, cool. So I think we're back on track. I'll continue monitoring it, and I might have to stop and start the stream a couple times to get it, you know, working. Whee! Technology making our lives so much simpler and easier and more fun. Or at least more complicated. So I was talking about the hemispherical mining system. The reason this is kind of cool... Oh, no. Streaming is the failure. Oh. Okay, let's try this way. Sorry guys, I'm fuddling with a lot of settings. Well, the problem here, Insolent, is that I'm not sure if it's all on my end. It doesn't appear, as near as I know, to be a YouTube problem. It appears to be my problem. My bandwidth is being problematic, that kind of thing. So I don't know if switching to Twitch or anything would help very much. But I'm getting good statistics at the moment. If any of you are Linux people, I just re-niced the streaming suite to -19, so that should help, right? So the hemispherical mining system. the reason this is cool is that you can dig little tunnels like this just by basically looking in the direction you want to go. I want to make a tunnel this way, do a little nice turn, dig through some nickel there. Want to go over here, this, and we can make a nice little tunnel. But we can also we can make a tunnel while going reasonably rapidly. And let's see. Okay, I'm experiencing lag. Does that mean the stream is about to die? Hard to say. Oof, it's very difficult to move around with the lag. Sorry, guys. Huh. Okay, so with any luck, stream should be back, and I should be able to talk to you guys again. Oh, I'm frustrated, but I'm not necessarily sad. Did they make such a thing, Wazababa? Oh, okay. I guess we're back. So, one of the cooler things about the hemispherical system is that the slower I dig a tunnel, the bigger it gets. Oh no. We're experiencing lag again. No, not the lag. Oh no. You got it, was it? That's it. You know, Cyrek, you may be correct. It may actually literally dislike the mining. I can't think of any reason why that would be, but it's been very consistent. The moment I started mining, the stream goes away. So I'm just gonna try not mining. Just gonna try not mining and see how that goes. Oh, that's weird. The algorithm, I mean, it should take some CPU, but I'm not exactly like, I'm not exactly maxing out the CPU here. I honestly have no idea. Insolent. I have no idea why mining would... Uh-oh. Slideshow. Gonna have ourselves a slideshow. Wasn't the mining. Nope. Red herring. It's true, TCC. You are sort of on TV. Oh, no. Video may have come back now. Oh, this stream is just not working. Oh, hey, look, I found cobalt. Yeah, you just cheat crazily, and I restarted the stream. It fixes it for the moment. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I found cobalt. I'm cheating. No, the asteroid is not hollow. I am cheating like crazy. There's the slideshow again, by the way. Just in case you missed it. You know, that's not the worst idea I've ever heard there, Cyrek. Yeah. Well, I could also just do blorp. Look, it's me and just me. None of those boring additional images to watch or any kind of that kind of stuff. No, that's just me. Yeah, we've been having a lot of problems there, Micah. For some reason, the OBS software just suddenly spikes up to like 400% CPU and stays there, and it crowds out Scrumbleship, which then starts fighting with it. I've tried re-nicing it on down to like -19. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, isn't that great? I actually did have it... how do you spell your name? Copti mentions the white balance on the camera. The white balance on the camera is horrible. I'm actually going to move this. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, the white balance on the camera is really horrible. I had a setting where I fixed the white balance, but I was worried that might be causing CPU issues. So I removed that, and yeah, yes, YouTube. I am streaming at a very low rate. You're right. That is correct. Thank you for notifying me. But yeah, I had the white balance set up all correctly, and I looked all nice, and I removed it because I worried that it was causing issues. Doesn't seem like it was, and now I can't get those settings back because they're gone. They're just gone, man. Gone. Can't even figure out where to put where they used to go. Filters, effect filter, color correction. Yeah. Wonder if I can do it live. Look at this. Look! Look! Yeah, we can do this live. There we go. A little better. A little better. Yeah. I can't stream what I want to stream, but I can show you color corrections of my face in real time. Like a hat? No. Yeah, I could probably make a hat. Oop. Okay, we'll put the image. Make a hat. Yeah, this is what we're down to. Okay. Image. Now I need an actual, let's see, orange hat. Orp. At, I don't know what size we need. On a 1080p screen, that's pretty big. Let's get a pretty big hat. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Is that working? Do I got a hat? Okay, now how do I get rid of a hat? That's a good question, Copty. Copty asks if I can limit OBS to a couple of cores. Theoretically, I've got a... Oh, can I actually show you that? Let's see. I'll show you. Oh, we're gonna be picture in picture in picture here. So hold on to your hats. Yep. Okay. So, limit OBS to a couple of cores. I've got a ton of really awesome options right here for how I do the encoding, and I can fuddle with it all I want. I've switched. I used to be up here on faster because in our test stream, faster worked fine, no problems at all. But I'm down here on super fast. When I switched to ultra fast, you guys started talking about colors and bright. I think something went wrong with ultra fast. So we're down here on super fast now, and bit rate is down from 3000 to 1000. So that's the big control I have over what the what CPU resources OBS is supposed to be taking. What I'd really like to do is click this rescale output box and rescale the output to something smaller. Stop trying to stream in 1080p. But the way the YouTube streaming is set up, I can't do that in the middle of a video. I have to restart the whole streaming event, and I lose all you guys, and the whole thing blows up. So I've been trying everything except that. So I think in the future, that's one of the things I'll do. I suspect now that it wasn't you guys all signing on at the same time, so I think we can have like building parties in the future. That's an option. But there's just some weird CPU issues that are going on here. Okay, I'm going to move this back. Whee! And we're back to the webcam only. Oh, I can see my face just right there. It's just right there. Yeah, I think so, Wazabala. I think really the issue is that even beyond resolution, that OBS is fighting as far as CPU goes for an unknown reason. Like right now, it's sitting there and taking 1.5 cores, and if it could just do that all the time, that would be perfect. But that doesn't seem to happen. Oh, and as far as things I can switch to, I've also got this panic button that I made in the streaming software, where I can immediately cut out all audio, all video, and just go to something like this. Which is kind of cool. It makes sure that uh, ah, there's a good question. Copti asks if Linux itself has an option to limit programs to certain CPUs. I don't know that offhand. What you normally do, rather than limiting a program to CPU, is that you renice it. You say, hey, this program is less important than this program, so let this program eat all the CPU, and whatever's left over, hand it to this program. And I did that. So it should have helped, and it didn't at all. I can't explain that either. I suspect that OBS was actually trying to grab far more CPU than my computer actually has. And that led to bad things, as we saw. I suspect, having played with it a little bit, that it's strongly related to OpenGL capture, so 3D capture, basically. Yeah, it's a lot like setting priority in Windows. I don't know Windows that well, so I can't say which one is better or more effective. But it normally is very effective in Linux. So yeah, I think if we do short bursts of 3D, I might be able to. Okay. If we do short bursts of 3D, hold on just a moment. I think we might be able to do a little bit of work here. So yeah, let's switch back to everything mode. Look at that. So one of the things, one of the major bugs that I've been having, excuse me, is a crash related to you damage a ship, you go away from the ship, you come back to the ship, and it crashes. So let's see that. So we go up here, we damage the ship, go to a different ship, and then we go back. Kaboom! Oh, that's very, very consistent. Cool. Tick. Here, Cyrek. Oh man, I don't know what it did to my link. You can click that. Oh, that's horrible. What did it do? Why did it do that? Yeah, everyone's always trying to turn me into memes. So that crash that we just saw, it's a little tricky to explain how I figured it out, but I figured it out that it basically boils down to this bit of code right here. And I suspect that what's happening is that we're not... Yeah. One of the things we're not doing is testing to see if there's actually a damage array that exists. And we probably ought to. Or I could potentially set CPU affinity. I assume there's a way to do that. I've never done it before, Copty. But am I saying your name right? Qopti. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But the problem is that they're all taking multiple CPUs, and Scrumbleship is just designed to eat up whatever CPUs are available. So it's probably going to sit there in the background and not help in this situation at all. Cool. So why don't we put a little test here? If block damage equals 1 and that critter is not null. Now let's see what happens. We're going to do a memory build here that'll give us more data, but it's also quite a bit slower to build. Cool. So the idea being here is that we test this little section of our damage array, but we do so before having tested, well, we used to do so before we tested whether or not the damage array existed at all. Theoretically, if the damage is 1, then the damage array should exist, but that's not always true. Cool. So, let's do some damage. Or, switch ships. Oh, even Copty doesn't know how it's pronounced. And as we come back... Nope, still get a crash. So, welcome to Fixing Bugs 101. So we've got this cool, it's called Clang's Address Sanitizer. It's a piece of software that we use, basically. And it tells us, almost to the line, where the error occurred. So scrumble cache voxels.c, and assuming I can type, it's on line 1507. There's line 1507. And yeah, that's not surprising at all. That's, yeah. So what this is telling me, yeah, we can actually do the same thing. Right there. Make sure that our block isn't null. Block. This is the critter that we're trying to test. Gblock damage array. Gblock damage array is not null. Cool. Let's see if that works any better. How are we doing on the stream? Is the stream still, you know, functioning, doing its thing? Not a slideshow. I like it when the stream isn't a slideshow. Wazoo Baba had a question about my window manager. So I'm using this thing called i3. It's kind of weird, but it's a system for managing windows. You'll notice I don't have the well, okay. Here, let's do our test first, and then I'll get back to the window manager stuff. So we're going to do some damage. There we go. Done some damage. Switch to a ship. Done. And back. And, well, okay, so those blocks didn't render at all. But we no longer have the crash, which is really important. So now we've just got some vaguely broken behavior instead of some, and now you crash behavior. Like that crash. Like that crash. Ah. Yeah, it's not a bad start. Probably the correct behavior here, and what will eventually happen is that when I get the damage sending across the network, I have to have an on-disk representation of that damage, because I have to get the damage. Currently the damage is sitting up here in a big blob in memory, and what I have to do to send it across the network is get it in a string, a big long section that's one after the other, after the other, after the other, because it has to send across the network, one after the other, after the other, after the other. So once I've done that, well, that's what storing on the disk is. You put it in an order where it's one after the other, after the other, after the other, to put it on the disk. So once I've got it sending across the network, I can put it on the disk for very little additional cost. So once we've got the damage saving to the disk, I can pull the damage up off of the disk whenever we encounter a graphics block that should have damage. We can do that during the loading phase and completely eliminate this bug. But it's really useful to have a situation where even if something like this occurs, it doesn't blow up the client. So that's what we're doing the testing here. So that'll probably be... Oh no. Our symbolizer didn't work. Well, let's just try that again, see if the symbolizer magically works. I would like the symbolizer to magically work. The symbolizer is the thing that tells me where in the program the error is occurring. And it's a lot easier to pin down an error when I know exactly where it's happening in my code. Cool, so we made the crash happen again. And the symbolizer is not working on that section of code. Right. Kind of know where it is though. So that will be, we're doing, what's happening is that when we crash into one of these bugged blocks, then we do the collision detection. We try to do collision detection between the player and the block. And something in the collision detection is blowing up. So we need to go into, I think, Scrumble, is it Scrumble Player? That contains, no, Scrumble, let's see. Scrumble Current Player, there we go. Current player.c. And should be, is it new collision? Do fast player collision detection. That seems about right. So now we're going to test, we're going to look for anything that has voxels. And the only thing that mentions voxels, and happily mentions testing as well, is this test voxel float. So test voxel float is going to be in this file over here, which is Scrumble ship storage. So we've got test voxel float. There it is. And just like the others, yep, we are right here. And right here, we are testing the damage ray without having, you know, done anything. Done any testing to see if the damage array actually exists. Damage equals 1, and damage array dot damage array does not equal null. then we can do the testing. Cool. That work? No. Oh, right. We are actually looking in the graphic block section because voxels are stored as graphics at all times. Yeah, I guess you guys don't get to see this. Cyrek mentions that the chat has died down, like you guys are all interested. And this is how I spend my life. So, of course, this is just what you do. So, let's test this out. Okay, we do the damage, we switch the ships. Florp. And we go back. Cool. So it's still not displaying, but we didn't muck with any of the code that helps it display. So what we're gonna do, yeah, look, now we can bump against it. Nothing happens. No crashes. We just got this graphical glitch. So in just a few short minutes, we have taken a glitch that used to, you know, crash to desktop, and we have converted it into this annoying but completely tolerable little graphics glitch you can see through the ship. Now, I've got no idea what's going to happen, but I'm going to click the mine button. Ah! That actually behaves somewhat sensibly. Cool. Okay. Rid of that. How's the stream doing? Are we still doing okay with the stream? Yeah, you can definitely pop the chat out, Jacob. That's one thing that I did, and I popped it out to my secondary monitor, which is why I look over here when I'm talking to you rather than over here. In hindsight, maybe it would be better to somehow link the chat and you guys. Cool, we got reports that the stream is good, so that's perfect. The stream actually works really well for what I was originally envisioning, which was this kind of interactive code session, and it doesn't work so well for just playing Scrumbleship. So, who knows? Cool. Well, we got this much working anyway. So now we've got we've downgraded that crashing glitch to a graphical glitch. But we have not solved it in any way. We've just downgraded it. So now let's make an attempt at actually solving the darn thing. So we're gonna go. What do we need to do? So the problem is that when we load a ship or an asteroid or whatever, in the back end they're all called ships for I don't know why, they just are. But when you load a ship, then we are loading the fact that the damage, the individual block has been damaged, but we are not then loading the actual damage. So what we should do when we load a ship is if the block is damaged and we load the ship, but we don't have any damage information, which is right now always, then we should change the damage status of the block. So that's pretty easy. That's going to be in Scrumble saves, and things that the client saves and loads are called PBS saves. We've got, this is, in Scrumble saves, is literally every single save format that I have ever created for Scrumbleship. I can still load the oldest Scrumbleships that we have. They load a little funky and wrong, but they load. Kind of proud of that. Jacob mentions that I said, that's pretty easy, and he says that those are famous last words, which are probably correct. So anyway, the thing that Scrumbleship manipulates when you're switching ships are called PBS saves. They're also the save format that is sent across the network. They're a very lightweight, very compressed save. So, let's get down here and look for damage. Cool. yeah, error checking could go here. And that's exactly what we want. So, block.damage. Interesting. Is this loading a PBS save I'm in? Yeah, load PBS. Okay. Okay, so the damage is located in this detwiddle thing. That's damage has one of 3 values, and that doesn't fit nicely into a byte of memory. So I did something called bit twiddling, where I take a whole bunch of different data about a block and I shoved it all into 1 byte. And so I twiddle it to get it in, and I detwiddle it to get it out. So the damage is in there. So let's do some error checking. If block.damage equals... Oh, I forgot the correct value. I think it's 2. Or is it 1? No, it's 1. Yeah, okay. And we do not... Whoop, I keep deleting bits of this. Block. So if the block is damaged and we do not have a damage array, then block.damage equals 2. Undamage the block. Why that's 2 is a long and complicated question. Mostly because 0 means there's no block. So let's do a quick test here. This should actually fix the bug. So we're gonna damage the thing. Go to the ship, the asteroid. Go back to the ship. And look at that. No graphical glitch. No crashing. Bit of scramble ship. We just all fixed a bug. Good job. Well, mostly me. You guys watched, but good job anyway. So cool. So now that we've done that, let's cut a bleeding edge. /create bleeding. What it does is it compiles for Win64 now instead of Win32. Win64, Lin64, and Macintosh, which is always 64-bit. I guess we're entirely 64-bit now. Compiles for all of those, strips the executables, that's what it's doing right now, so that they're smaller, and then adds up any changes that have occurred, which are, man, I've made quite a few changes since the last version. Now we've got this bleeding. So, okay, pop Q, and let's bring up Google Chrome, Crumble Ship, Edge. Yeah, Git. I do things with Git Wazababa. Let's just see. Let's go back here. Git commit -a. I haven't updated to Git in a while. I should have. I didn't. Suck at that. Oh, hi there, Romy. Romy, is that how I say your name? Okay, so we're uploading the bleeding edge. Fixed crash to desktop. Switching damaged chips. That's a known bug. So cool, we've got all that. We hit the save button. thought I did, Jacob. Oh, no, I guess I didn't. No, I didn't, Jacob. So we're uploading the bleeding edge. It seems to work well enough in the system, Jacob, even without me having set my name. I should probably do that, though. You're right. Add it to my list. Well, the important bit, as far as I'm concerned, about the get is that it correctly attributes it, and it does. You can see here that it correctly attributes it to the Dirkson. Cool. So we have just released a new bleeding edge. Boom, 3 p.m. Look at that. Can you guys actually read this text on the screen? I expect not. Yeah, I remember Commander Doom. Ah, okay. That's good to know. Cool. I mean, I'm really getting a feel for what the stream is and isn't capable of. Wow, that was actually a really easy to fix bug. Normally they're a lot more convoluted than that. Oh, particularly like threading bugs are really painful. Let's actually do a quick test and make sure that we haven't introduced any threading bugs. I am now compiling with Clang's thread sanitizer. We were previously using Clang's address sanitizer. Whoop, so we don't need that anymore. Okay, so as you'll notice, there's a bit of a slowdown. Let's do it a quick damage. There we go. Switch ships. Okay, and now we'll switch back. Yeah, cool. Outlines. Jacob mentions putting a black outliner on the chat. That's actually something I tried to do. Let's see. Nope, we don't have Scrumble font. We have Scrumble GUI, which contains the font. Render text. Yeah, there it is. So if you look in here, I actually still have it. I delete most of my work on it. I think I deleted most of my work on it. I used to have I had an outline attempt that I did. The problem is that FreeType, which is the system we're using to render fonts, is really poorly documented, and it's really difficult to tell what's going on. So if I'm going to get outlining, what I would basically have to do is render a slightly larger piece of text on a slightly smaller piece of text, which isn't perfect, particularly for pixelated text, which is how the main text in Scrumble Ship is working. The alternative to doing this is something that actually already exists. I wonder if I can actually show you guys the image of it. It'll be in Assets, Graphics, GUI. Okay. So we're scrolling through all the GUI elements at the moment. Slider bars. That's the thing. That's fun. I don't remember having that. Oh, green. Why haven't I used the green and red check things? I have them. Okay, I guess I don't have it in the game. No, it'll be under HUD. Of course it'll be under HUD. let's scroll through all the HUD elements. Nope. Nope, not under there either. Oh, I bet I know. Okay. So one of my original ideas was to have the text back and forth through Scrumbleship be in some sort of interface like this. Thinking maybe like stick it up in the upper right. You'll recognize this as the tutorial box, but there's really no reason I couldn't put like text chat in here. A little bit smaller. I'm not sure about the sizing. But the other option that I'm saying basically here, rather than making an outline to text, would be to have a background to the text that's always the same. And maybe I'll get that done. Maybe I'll get the outlining done. Not sure what'll end up looking better. So yeah, I guess, Cyrek, what you're saying about the transparent black background is somewhat similar to this. I could even make the interior here partially transparent. There's no reason I couldn't separate those out, I think. Take a little bit of work, but not too much. But you are right, Jacob, that the current text rendering, it does make it difficult to read the green text, particularly when you're let's see, test D. Looking right at those nice green blocks. Look at how much that text stands out there. You can almost even read it. My ex-girlfriend now. I think she went by the name Nezumi, as far as Scrumbleship goes. She did most of the early blocks and all of the 2D artwork that you see around Scrumbleship. So her having left, which she did this summer, is sort of problematic as far as the 2D elements go. I don't have a replacement person that can do anything in her style, so I may end up needing to replace large sections of the GUI. For the time being, I've just been kind of muddling forward with small modifications. And like Cyrek says, he can do a few things with the existing stuff without too much difficulty. So kind of can muddle forward there, but it is a problem and I'm aware of it. I'm sort of hoping that Scrumbleship will like take off and suddenly I'll have $300 or $400 a month to play with, and I can buy things like art and sound. That would be great. Yeah, as Wazobaba points out, the community can definitely help. The community in general has been absolutely amazing, has blown my socks away with the level of support that I get from you guys, and I really appreciate it. I never feel like I express that enough. It's kind of hard to do through text. I feel like I've done a little bit better job here through blathering to myself in my room. Yeah, that's cool. I can show you one of the problems that occurs. I am actually running low on socks, Wazababa. You point that out. Okay, so one of the things, if you go and look at all the bleeding edges, you will notice that the one known bug that I have in all of them from the past week or so is that the font dances. And that's a weird thing to say, but look at this blank down here. It dances. It goes up and down and up and down, up and down, up, down. Just sync myself with it. There we go. I got it. I got it. Look at that. So the font has a funky rhythm in its soul, and it's really quite annoying. Bugs the heck out of me. But it's also pretty non-trivial to fix. The way in which FreeType hands me data about the font. Oh, I've got out of sync. Whatever. I don't need to bob anymore. The way in which FreeType hands me data is pretty convoluted. Copty kind of likes the dancing font. That's adorable. But the way that FreeType hands me data is really weird. It hands me, rather than handing me the upper left or the upper right or the upper lower left or lower right, like one of these corners that I can work with, it hands me the left middle after a kerning adjustment. So what am I supposed to do with that? I've got to undo the kerning adjustment. I've got to undo the advancing Y text, whatever the heck that means, figure out where the upper left is, and then blit it onto another texture. And in doing that whole process, long story short, I screwed up. Copty says, it knows how to shake it. Yes, the font knows how to shake it. You're absolutely right. Yeah, and honestly, it's a pretty low priority bug, so I haven't been investing much time in it. If I need to, I would probably even go live with that bug. Just it doesn't matter that much. It just kind of bugs me on like a personal level. Like, font should be nice and stationary. It seems like a simple thing to get right, too. It kind of bugs me that I've got something that's so basic as fonts that I can't quite seem to do correctly. Although these are modern fonts, and so they are somewhat complicated. They're not like the old traditional monospace fonts, even though they're a little bit patterned after them. Wazubaba mentions that he's looked at raw OpenGL font rendering before. Yeah, it's absolutely horrible. There's several libraries that do it. Those libraries are all deprecated. They're all using old OpenGL methods that you're not supposed to touch anymore. There is one library that I am aware of that uses the new method, and it, long story short, doesn't work. OpenGL is a state machine. You've got kind of an abstract idea of a video card or a rendering device, and you make changes to it. You flip knobs and switches and levers, and then it sings and dances for you. So in order to make Scrumbleship go, I flip a bunch of switches and knobs and levers and tweak this and that, and then the OpenGL state machine is in the correct state. All the knobs and levers are in the correct positions. But the one font rendering library for OpenGL that works in modern OpenGL does not have any idea what state it wants other than the default state. And I've got no way of recording the default state, and in a lot of the cases, the default state makes no sense. There is no default state. So trying to get OpenGL into a state where this new font rendering library will work is a fool's errand. I tried it for 2 or 3 days, and I gave up, and I coded the fonts manually, which is a horrible solution. It's just a bad solution, but I don't have any better ones. They're not in existence. It's a problem that happens really often with OpenGL. OpenGL is not well designed. It's really hard to get error data back out of it. If I do something wrong in OpenGL, like here, I'll bring up some OpenGL code. Assets, graphics, assets, shaders. Main, vertex, shader.txt. Cool. This is what renders Scrumbleship. That right there is the heart of Scrumbleship. Excuse me, without that bit of code, nothing would appear on the screen. Here. Shucks. Let's just, yeah, that one. I just commented that out. It no longer exists. That's what Scrumbleship looks like without that one line of code. It's just gone. So, it also means that any individual error that I make here, let's say I don't realize I need to do an entity transform, whatever an entity transform is, and I just leave that out, right? So what happens when I run the code? Nothing renders. Okay, maybe I didn't forget the entity transform. Maybe I forgot to do a projection model. Oh no. What happens when I do that? Nothing appears. No blocks, no voxels. What happens, let's say I forgot to adjust by cube vertices. We just do size. Yeah, that makes sense. Go. Nothing renders. No matter what mistake you make, any mistake on any of these lines, the only error message or feedback that you get is nothing renders. And that's horrible. That is really hard to work with. You guys saw how dependent I was on error messages when I was doing the rest of the work. I would run the program, I would make the error occur, and I would go here and I would read this bit of gobbledygook, and it would tell me where the problem was and roughly what was happening. And I just don't have any of that with OpenGL. And that's been a constant frustration. And one of the things I really wish would be much better about OpenGL is that it would have some sort of method of printing out an error when an error happens, because it just doesn't. Crazy. Oh, Wazubaba asks, sorry that I wasn't paying attention. Should probably read the things that you guys are typing rather than just sitting here and blathering on and on and on. How is commenting it out? When I went to write scrape this thing up off the disk thing, I had to basically roll my own rather than use anything anybody else used. I probably should have found something somebody else used to pull it up off the text file, but I didn't. I just rolled my own, and it works fine. But for some reason, there was some part of the shader language. Oh, that's right. Look, up here. Pound version 140. So they've already taken the pound symbol, and I didn't want to try to write code to detect // So rather than do any of that, I just went, okay, at symbol. Nothing uses at symbol. At symbol is my comments. So it's like that because I coded it like that, long story short. Oh, huh. Well, let's take a look at that there, Cyrek. I trust you. I'll just type that link in right directly. Oh, man. Don't want to do that. Just want this. I make the Dropbox do anything. That wasn't what I wanted. Dropbox, don't break the back button. We have had the back button since like 1994. You've had 20 years to get used to it. Don't break it. Yeah, just download it. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, that works really well, Cyrek. Well, cool. Let's put that into the game. Where do I need to go? What do I need to do? Okay, first off, let's take a quick look what it looks like now. Up. What does it look like now? I gotta press the right button. Cool, that's what it looks like now. Assets, we want graphics, 2D, HUD. We want the HUD. Did you rename it there, buddy? I think you might have renamed it there. No, it was in MISC. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Do the thing. William on the IRC mentions that he can't chat on YouTube. That's unfortunate. Cool. So yeah, look at that. That already looks pretty amazing. Thanks, Cyrek. Is it readable? Yeah, it's really readable against the green too. So yeah, if I make a nice smaller font, I'm thinking that might be a decent way to do the text. Move the text from this. That doesn't work, does it? Ah, there we go. Move the text from right down here, where the mouse is, up into this thing, make it a little bit smaller, have the bit at the bottom be the bit there, and just, there you go. Bob's your uncle. Yeah, Cyrek has in general supplied a lot of really useful and really cool things to Scrumbleship. A lot of them haven't made it in yet because they're multi-blocks. Scrumbleship.com. But I'm gonna... Mods. Graphics, yeah. But I'm really looking forward to getting a few of these things in here. As far as when that'll happen, like here's a new heart that that'll go with the organic ships. It looks pleasantly organic. Here's the new wire and pipe system. They're gonna unify, and they're gonna switch over to this this kind of visual system. Yeah, the Cyrek mentions some flags that he did. I would like those in the game as well, but they're multi-block placements, and we don't have the multi-block system working currently. That'll be a thing that I'll put on the tech tree, and you guys will be able to vote for when I implement multi-block placement, when I spend some more time getting some of these models into the game, that kind of thing. I don't know where the flags went. They're in here somewhere. Here they are. Yeah, look at all these flags he did. These are amazing. Yeah, and the bone revamp, these will translate into the interior of flesh blocks, which will be cool. I think it might be they're insolent. I think it might be all the countries. I think he's also, what did I ask for? I asked for like an orange hat flag in there, and I think an anarchist flag and something else. I don't remember. And those aren't pictured, but I think he put them in there for me. Oh, those are cool. I don't have those in the game. I should probably have those in the game. Oh yeah, the pirate flag. Yeah. People are gonna want a pirate flag. I know that people are gonna want a pirate flag. A peace flag is actually not a bad idea either. That could be a thing. Yeah. Yeah, Cyrek was working on an editor for Scrumble Ship too. That I'm looking forward to that. I think it's already at least as good as a lot of the editors available for like the blocks, so that you can edit the individual voxels in the blocks. Whoop. Oh well, doesn't matter. Yeah, Sproxel stopped getting updates. It's a pretty decent piece of software, but the fact that there's no one to maintain it, it just means that it's on its way out. Oh, so yeah, I mentioned that I can import some of the earliest ships into Scrumble Ship. I think somewhere on the main server there is a copy of the SS Bobblehopper, which was a ship that I made for testing purposes. When I made it, this rendering this ship alone completely taxed to the limits of Scrumble Ship. It could barely, just barely render that ship and allow me to take a video of it. And so these days, well, taking a live stream is still apparently quite hard. But other than that, I can do quite a bit more with the game, which is really really fun. But I can still pull in this old ship. Yeah, yeah. Walloping on the main server, he refitted this thing and kitted it out with a lot of the newer features, and it looks a lot cooler now. It definitely does. Oh, where's the ship page on the site? Asks Insolent. It's hidden. I wanted to discourage people from using it anymore, because it has a tendency to uh, assume the single player version of the game, which doesn't really exist right now. Uh, but they're all available. If you just go to scrumbleship.com/ships, it's still there. Just don't upload new ones. Yeah. Uh, Wazo, if you want to start fuddling around with vector art and start replacing a few things, that would not be the worst thing in the world. If you can find me a vector art format that I can actually use within OpenGL, I might go for that. Oh yeah, here I'll just link you. I can just link you. Blorp. Yeah, look at that. There you go. This is an early screenshot of Cyrek's editor, um, and he's loaded a few flags up in it. I think at this point, probably his multi-block handling system is better than mine. But it'll get there. There's a list of features that goes on for almost ever. Yeah, okay. Well, we've been at this for about 2 hours, guys, and I think it's mostly just regulars again at this point. We learned a lot. We learned what the streaming setup is capable of doing and what it isn't. and we solved a bug and successfully released a bleeding edge version, which is kind of a cool accomplishment for a little streaming session. So I think I'm gonna sign off and go get something to drink. Next time I'm gonna have water with me. That's gonna be a thing. And yeah, I enjoyed this. Thank you guys for all coming out, and I hope that you do it again. Probably sometime early next month, maybe like in January. How's that sound? There's no set schedule yet, Copty, but I'm thinking the next one early January, like I mentioned. Sometime after I think the 3rd, I get back home. Yeah, happy holidays, everybody, and I'll talk to y'all later. A lot of fun.